Good morning, good morning. It's probably evening for many, or late night, to our cousins across the pond over there. But here in the UK, I am on the school run, just dropping the kids at school. They are on their way in at the moment. I just wanted to quickly touch on something based on a post, and it was talking about form. I mean, the post itself was just a bit of fun, bit of meme that was on there. But it did start me thinking about something, because I'm seeing an awful lot of things posted up about proper form. Okay, proper form. So in terms of bodybuilding, we could be talking working a selective target muscle. In terms of strongman or powerlifting, perhaps, we could be talking about lifting a target weight into the required location. So what is proper form? Because the pursuit of these different goals is going to have it very, very different. And I've noticed a very big trend on here is people comment a lot on people's technique and form without actually truly understanding what it is they're trying to achieve. And that is the real key to this. There are certain nuances within certain lifts. Yes, you may be going from point A to point B, but this is very similar to saying, to win a game of chess, all you have to do is capture the opposing king. Technically, it is true. However, what it doesn't do is look at all the subtle nuances and all the subtle movements involved. You know, how do you react when you're under pressure, certain things being built against you, etc. And it's the same principle in terms of training. And as ever, this side is fantastic, but you do tend to get more focus on the diet and less on actually exercising correctly. And a lot of the stuff I'm seeing posted is not optimal. Not optimal for bodybuilding, not optimal for strength generation. Okay, this is why we created the thing like a Form Check Friday. The idea came up, something I sort of mentioned, and sort of John hashtagged for me. But we need to start utilising this more, because effectively what you're doing is you're going out there and you're trying to push start a car sideways. Okay? You're wasting effort in the gym. You're putting out the same amount of force, you're putting out the same amount of input, but because it's not the correct line that your body wants to move in, you're wasting a lot of your effort, and then all the focus goes on the diet. Whereas you could get so many quick wins and so much better in performance and improvements if you actually put the same effort into understanding your movements. Not just because some gym PT said this, not because some gym PT said this. There's a reason a lot of the other coaches ask me on here as well. My background, my degree is human biomechanics. I'm a human engineer. Okay, the subtle nuances of how people move. As our partners always say, every inch makes a difference. And that is very, very true when it comes to movements. You only have to be slightly out of line. If any of you have ever swung a hammer, you know, what happens if you're just slightly off and you miss that nail slightly? You know, you lose a lot of the force. It doesn't get delivered on target. It doesn't get delivered where you want. And that is no different. You can have these subtle movements which can look one way for one person and may look completely different for another person due to, you know, the way their joints are shaped, due to the length of their limbs, due to the angles of their arms, etc. And this is where you have to be a bit more savvy, and this is where things like myself as a coach come in invaluable, because the time you do spend into the gym, you want to have maximum effect. You put maximum effect and you put maximum effort into your diet, so why aren't you doing that in the gym? You know, you're selling yourself short. Yes, some exercise is better than none. But yes, you can even improve on what you're doing in the gym and make that exercise, for the same energy output, might I add, more efficient. And if you do that, then the weights that you lift will become larger. Okay? And then for the same apparent energy that you're giving, the same perceived effort, okay, the RPE, the rate of perceived effort that you're giving, you are getting greater returns, because your body is creating a greater thermogenic effect, a greater afterburn effect, and it's burning more calories for the same rate of perceived exertion. Is that not a win? So why are you all avoiding this so much? Get it in there, get the videos up, get these things corrected. Learn how to do this. I'm very, very keen with my clients. In my own sort of private group that all my paying clients are, I recently put up things about stretching, etc. And there's going to be a lot more articles going in there, because it's these little things that people don't pay enough attention to because they're too focused on what macros they're having. And yet I've got guys that I focus the work on the gym. They haven't even looked at the macros they're having. They're not even looking at the breakdown of that so much. They can simply go, right, okay, this is the total calorific limit, for example, a form of control. This is your protein requirements, and they can still be losing weight because of what I'm having them do in the gym. Is that not an easier, more sustainable way to live? Just actually learning how to do something properly. Learn how to do a movement properly so that you don't have to put as much effort. You don't have to think that you can have that snack. You can have that beer with your buddies. That's how I think. It might not be the way everybody else thinks anyway, but hey, you know, that's what we're like from my neck of the woods. We like a beer. But anyway, take care, guys. That's me out. I'm going for breakfast.